as you know, I'm obsessed with store brands, with generics. And good times, bad, I'm all about the store brand. But the way we as Americans behave, very different than people in the rest of the developed world. We buy a lot more brand name goods than people do in other wealthy countries. And it's just part of what we do. And during times that our wallet's a little thinner, like right now with the inflationary cycle we're in, people tend to migrate more to store brands. And that's happened this time in the United States. But the share that store brands represent, teensy tiny compared to what happens other places. The consumer marketing companies are solidly in our psyche in the United States. And there's been a pattern here that is very unusual during a time that a meaningful number of people are migrating from the brand name to the store brand. Normally when that happens, the brand name manufacturers will do product substitution where they will make lower cost versions of the item, package it differently, could be almost the same item, but they'll have a value version of the brand name to capture back business that might leave them to go to the store brand. But the brand name manufacturers have mostly stayed away from that this economic cycle and have been successful selling fewer items to a smaller number of people at now much higher markups. I saw a story recently in the business section of the New York Times about how several of the brand name manufacturers are now finding that selling to fewer people but at much higher markups is actually working for them, and so they're accelerating the price increases. So the gap between the brand name and the store brands that historically has been typically 30% is actually widening right now because the brand name manufacturers know they've got these people, no matter what, they're going to buy the brand name, and so they're just going to run up the price till they hit that wall of resistance, and so far they haven't. Nestle is an example that owns a lot of brands, has popped prices up nearly 10% in the third quarter versus a year ago, a significant step up from where they were before. And they are still making enormous profit margins, even though they're selling less of whatever. Procter & Gamble has bumped up Crest, Charmin, other things, 9% just in the latest quarter. Sales volume dropped, but only dropped 3%. So they're like, wait, this is great. We're running these prices up. And yeah, we lost some people at the margins, but we're making so much more on the people that are staying. I want you to understand that you're being played if you are extremely brand name loyal. And so think it through when you're in the store and your historical habit is you buy this brand name, that brand name, the other brand name. Why don't you try the store brand? Why don't you just take a little tentative walk down the store brand path? And you may really be surprised that store brand is just as good most of the time, sometimes even better, sometimes not as good. What do you lose? Every store out there, if you try their store brand and you don't like it, you take it back, they give you your money back. Some stores will stand so behind their store brand that you take it back and at no extra cost, they'll give you that brand name as like a double satisfaction guarantee. So let Procter & Gamble, let the others sell things at much, much higher cost to people that are turbo brand loyal. Step back from that loyalty and your wallet will be smiling all the way to the credit union.